My name is Valerica Dumitrescu. I'm an education officer at the European Trade Union Institute. As part of the PLUS project, we've seen a major interest from the platform workers to be represented. In our research conducted by my colleague Kurt van Dal, we found that the platform economy provides an opportunity for creative resistance by platform workers. This might be in the form of activist groups or a grassroots union, and we are already beginning to see this emerge in some places. There is also the potential for cooperation between these new informal forms of resistance and more traditional forms such as trade unions. Remember, the different definitions which were presented, like locally based platform work or online platform work, workers feel that they are unfairly controlled and manipulated by the algorithms that platforms use so that the platforms can minimize their cost and maximize their profits. This can stimulate a shared sense of identity and common interest among workers. It may lead to various forms of collective actions and representation. The opportunities for workers to resist differs depending on the platform type. So this affects workers' workplace bargaining power and marketplace bargaining powers, as you can see in the table. Talking about online work, workers have slightly more bargaining power when they initiate the work, as they tend to set the price for the services they are providing, which typically involves skills in higher demand than in micro-work. In locally based work, workers have little workplace bargaining power if they are doing their work in a private setting. It may be that workers are migrants, often undocumented, though skills are in heavy supplies. Their workplaces may be small and dispersed, such as client houses. In more public and open settings, meanwhile, workplace bargaining power may be stronger. For example, transportation workers, whether delivering food or carrying passengers, have the potential to cause serious disruption to the platform if they coordinate their actions. However, the availability of other platforms means that within the marketplace, bargaining power is weak. What forms of collective resistance we cover? At the informal end of the spectrum, platform workers have set up bottom-up mutual aid initiatives. Members pay into a share pot, which they can draw on in case of illness or injury. Also, outside unions, younger platform workers in countries such as France, Italy, and Spain may organize in activist groups, which often have a tense relationship with mainstream unions. Platform workers may also organize through unions in three ways. Some unions organize non-standard workers, including platform workers. Others exist specifically for solo self-employed workers, such as platform workers. Finally, there are the mainstream unions. These more traditional organizations generally try to influence the platforms towards better behavior, relying on platform concern for their reputation, and sometimes through legal action. This is known as a logic of influence model. Unlike mainstream unions, activist groups and smaller grassroots organizations tend to take more disruptive action. They draw on the power of their membership, aiming to bring about transformative change. We call this the logic of membership model. We also see thus different types of organizations working together, particularly where these groups lack money or infrastructure. In some cases, mainstream unions have used their legal or bargaining clout to support activist group campaigning for better pay and conditions. For example, Transport and Service Union, VIDA, helped Fodora couriers in Vienna set up a work council in 2017. In 2019, the YouTubers Union, a self-organized group of professional content creators, set up a joint public campaign called FairTube with IG Metall, the larger German union, to make the YouTube's algorithmic management and cash nexus fairer and more transparent. Even in Italy, where relationships between activist groups and mainstream unions are sometimes strained, unions sign a local charter to improve platform workers' rights, and ultimately, two local food platforms and a pizza chain also sign up. What does the future of collective resistance hold for platform workers? The experience we have seen so far within the platform economy suggests that we might see new forms of collective resistance existing alongside older forms of representation. Sometimes that forms might come together to support one another. Cooperation between these groups could mark the beginning of a new phase of unionism, and maybe even its revitalization. To sum up, the growth of platform work has changed the landscape of many kinds of work and the way workers relate to each other. This brings big challenges for identifying shared interests and for taking collective actions. But new strategic and tactical responses are emerging, both within trade unions and through new forms of organization created specifically to represent the interests of platform workers.